There we go. We're live. We're live.
Hello, hello, hello. I didn't even know we were going live then. I was just quickly checking the football scores.
I was like, this guy, he knew we took a picture and he was checking his phone.
How are you guys? Anyway, good to see you. We've got my little Stranger Thing mug. How is everybody?
I hope you are all well. Got our mug. Well,
Right.
It's my Dodo mug.
Now, we don't have anything to try today, so it's going to be pretty much a live chat. Although you do have something you might try.
I do, but you'd have to put it in the air fryer.
I'd have to put it in the air fryer. I have to put it in the air fryer.
Yes.
St. Cot, how are you?
Hey, St. Cot, hope you're well.
How are you doing? Now, please, St. Cot, I'm glad you are on, as I'm always glad you're on. But tell us, hey, Charlie, how you
Charlie,
doing?
hope you're well.
How did the Ivy breakfast go? Did you enjoy it? Do let us know. Be honest. Be honest. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
And did you go for vegetarian in the end?
Yes.
Because I know you're toying with the idea, because you're toying with the idea of going vegetarian. So,
Keegan, hey, how you doing?
Keegan, hope you're well.
We've got Keegan and Charlie on.
Wow.
How are you guys? What have you guys been up to? Let us know what you've been doing. We are doing great. How are you? So have you guys been doing any more of your adventures? Have you been doing any more food vlogs? Our weekend was good.
Yes. Yes.
Got 637 followers. Well done, Charlie.
Wow.
Right, so
well done.
what we did, Keegan, I'll let you know what we did. So we did go out and we went for another roast dinner. So we're kind of doing several of our seasons at the moment. So one of our ones we wanted to do was see what the roast dinner was like. So we went to roast.
We did.
The place. And we had a roast dinner. So that will come up. Actually, I've just finished editing it. I just need to export it and everything. So that will be up this weekend. So you'll get to see us try roast in roast. See how it compares to Lombard Street. This one, I would say, is more the pricier end.
Yes.
Not as expensive as Lombard Street. Lombard Street was ridiculous. £100 for 2 roast dinners. But even this was not far off of it.
Yeah, it wasn't far off of it. But, I mean...
well, you'll see. You'll
it's
see.
Roast.
That's
all I'm saying.
Keegan said we went to Witherspoons.
Oh, nice.
How was it? What did you have? What did you have? Now, you will have seen, you guys, we went to Wetherspoons too last week, and your comments caused a little bit of controversy.
They did cause a little bit of controversy, but I can't help that I'm bougie. Do you get me? Like, I'm not going to apologize for being bougie, but my palate always goes towards quality. Mark's always goes towards quantity. So there will always be, you'll always catch that difference. So once you know whose palate that you like more, that's the person you'll probably lean more towards. But I mean, it was a £6 something breakfast, and it tasted like a £6 something
I disagree.
breakfast.
I liked it.
Right, compare it to Toby.
I liked it.
You compare it to Toby.
Here we go. St. Cot said, I really enjoyed the Ivy breakfast. Had the vegetarian option. Just thought it was a bit expensive, especially when I watched your Wetherspoon bowl. Now, do you know what? This is the bit that's caused a bit of controversy because so Kelly and I are looking for and mine and her palates are completely different. Yeah. I'm wanting more value for money, where Kelly's wanting more for the taste and the bougie.
I want the quality. I'm not saying like a £6 breakfast has to be bougie. That's not what I'm saying. But a company as big as Wetherspoons, right? Now, think about it. Then how many Wetherspoons are there all over the country? Do you know what I mean? They sell drinks and all of that, and they're selling catering sausages and bacon that's so thin they can't fry it because it would disintegrate into nothing. That's cray to me. However, you go to Toby, and I'm not saying Toby's like the best quality or anything like that, but that's not what I'm saying. But their sausages are definitely not catering sausages, and the bacon is not that thin that it's going to disintegrate if they fried it. That's all I'm saying.
Catherine, how are you?
Hey, Catherine, hope you're well.
Catherine changed her avatar and the name, so it's Kath J. I was going to say, Catherine, do you prefer to be called Kath or Catherine? I want to obviously call you what you like. I always think it's a bit presumptuous for me to call you Kath. So I think I will call you Catherine. But if you prefer Kath, do let us know. Keegan said, adult fish and chips. The fish was bigger than my face.
Wow.
Now, do you know what? My parents love Wetherspoons.
And they do
say fish and chips there is excellent. So we'll have to try that.
I mean, I have eaten in Wetherspoons a couple of times. It was better years. I can only be real with you. Witherspoons years ago used to be good, right? It's the same as like Harvester used to be. All of them places used to be good, yeah. And it was at a time when the food was nice, the quality was nice. Now it's all about profit, and I'm not against someone making profit. That's not what I'm about. But don't feed cheap rubbish where you're making.
No, I'm not gonna have
Hold
that.
hold on. What you're saying that Witherspoons is better now than compared to years ago?
Do you know what I will say? Let me catch up with the comments and then we'll have this debate because. Hi Troy, how are you doing?
Hi Troy, hope you're well.
Sorry, Troy said he's sorry late. We're sorry we're late. We are very late.
Yes, we are very late.
You're
today.
never late. You're never late. But
you're
lovely
right
to see
on
you.
Time.
Keegan said, how much did it cost for your breakfast? Now, that's why I wanted to do this.
Yeah.
So, we had the large breakfast. So
yes, we did.
The regular breakfast is £5. The large one, I believe, is £6.50. So for an extra £1.50, you get a load more stuff.
It was under £20 in total.
Yeah, for 2 people.
Yeah, and that was 2 large breakfasts and 2 1 coffee, 1 hot chocolate, unlimited by the way, and a J2O. Now, all I'm saying, so my thing is this, yeah. Catering sausages, no matter what you say, are rubbish. They're rubbish.
Well, I don't eat sausages, so
right, okay. So catering sausages are rubbish. The fact that they put them tiny beans on a vegetarian, no, that was a cheek. So they put loads of beans on mine, and then put on a vegetarian's plate, put some tiny thing of beans. I looked at it and I was just like, okay, fair enough. And then the bacon was very, very thin. Now, if you're vegetarian, I think that's a good breakfast. If you're vegetarian, that breakfast that you had,
like mine,
yeah, was fine. When you're not vegetarian, that breakfast was rubbish. Now, I'm sorry to say.
I was going to say, now the £20 that we paid for both breakfast and 2 drinks, 3 drinks.
Yeah, 3 drinks.
3 drinks and 2 breakfasts.
2 unlimited drinks.
Which was the same price as 1 breakfast at the Ivy.
Yeah.
So as St. Cot points out.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to factor in.
And I do. But I also have to speak about the quality.
Yeah.
Would I go there again and eat breakfast? No, I wouldn't. That bacon was a cheap. How can you serve me bacon like that? No. That was too much. That was too much.
Catherine prefers Kath. All right, so we shall call you Kath from now on. Troy said, have you debuted the new camera yet? We haven't yet.
Do you know what, Troy? We haven't. And it is on my mind each time to debut that camera. I'm going to try and make a concerted effort this weekend.
Really.
I will try, because it's just that I had to download the app, of which I've done, and then I have to link the camera to the app and all of that sort of stuff. And I suppose I haven't gotten around to that, but I was very, very busy the last 2 weeks with work and with stuff that we had to do in the house. So I've been really busy. I've been really stressed. And I'm wondering if that's what's causing the skin irritation, that I was like really quite stressed, other than me being sick, which I was, and now, and so now my skin seems to be calming down a bit and stuff like that. But I digress. The Wetherspoons, I feel like, so we're trying to find reasonably priced places to eat. The Lounge, for me, I thought was very reasonable for what you got. So I think, again, was that about £10? The Lounge?
No, it's slightly more than that. It was about, oh gosh, I think it's about £12, something like that. Just under about 12. I'll have to check.
Yeah, so we'll have to check. But anyway, I thought for the amount that you got in the Lounge was really good. I thought that was good value for money and stuff like that. Now, I think as a vegetarian breakfast in Wetherspoons, it was good value for money. I can't lie, it was. For a meat eater, it was rubbish. It was, the catering sausages are a no-no, and paper thin bacon, again, is a no-no. And for a company that does earn a lot of money or that does make a lot of profit, I don't understand why you can't elevate your bacon and your sauce. These are basic things that you would get on a meat breakfast, is bacon and sausages. And I think those products you kind of really need to invest in. I did quite like the black pudding. I thought the black pudding was okay. I thought the hash brown, I thought everything else was okay. I wasn't like, oh my God, this is so good. I tell you where we did go, and the breakfast was really good. We stayed at the Apex Hotel in Bath one time, and they did bubble and squeak. And let me tell you, that bubble and squeak is the best bubble and squeak I've ever tasted. It was so good. We've done some really good breakfasts. The brunch that we did at Oxbow, that was a bit expensive as well, but that was all you can eat. But I thought the eggs Benedict. I mean, how many Benedicts did you have? Eggs Royale, should I say?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, like Mark had a load of eggs Royale, but I think value for money for a vegetarian. I think yes, by all means, go to Wetherspoons. I think you're not going to be disappointed, really. You're going to enjoy that breakfast. As a meat eater, I would say no.
Right, now, we had the big one. That was £16.25. So,
I don't remember us paying that.
Yeah, it's £16.25. So it's not that far off the Ivy. Right, let me catch up with some of the
comments. But we got a lot more.
Yeah, so Keegan said, hi, Troy, it's Keegan. Hello, Kath. Hello, St. Court. Troy said, hello back. Oh. Keegan said, oh, what's wrong with Kelly's skin? Says Keegan.
Yeah, so I've had a skin condition, and I'm not sure what it is. It started, I mean, I had it before when I had COVID. And it happened a little bit after. And I have a suspicion that at some point I had COVID again, but my body can cope with it a lot better. So I think I might have had COVID like 3 or 4 times now. And each time my body can recover from it better. However, it does deplete your vitamins. So as I'm building up my vitamins again, all of a sudden I get COVID, it takes all my vitamins. But that's, I believe that might have been a result of COVID. I'm not sure, but it's clearing up. But it was really quite bad at one point. My skin just looked angry all the time. My mum's like, what's wrong with your face? Then my aunt was like, what's going on with your face? I was like, I don't know. But I think as well, a combination of stress.
Kath said, I'm with Kelly. Even if it's value for money, it should still be tasty. So, guys, I'm going to throw this out to you guys. When you're looking for food, what ratio do you put for value to the actual taste? So what I mean by that is, would you go all out for the taste and just regardless is it not obviously hundreds but a certain amount of money, or are you want that specific value, if that makes sense? Yeah. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find a balance that you guys like, that we are places that we would try, that you might potentially try. Now we want to know if we are being, or may not so much me, but some of us are being far too what's the word? Far too
fussy.
Not fussy. Maybe are we being realistic is a better term.
Yeah. I think if Toby can do it, right, then other play, because that's the bar to hit. Yeah. I think Toby is the bar to beat, right? So if Toby can do unlimited breakfast, right, and they don't have as many places as Wetherspoons, right? Wetherspoons are popular, they're all over, food is cheap, yada yada yada, and all of that, right? Toby do unlimited they don't have as many premises, that's the word they don't have as many premises as Wetherspoons. However, they can do unlimited breakfast. They can do toast, bacon, eggs, tomatoes, beans. I mean, you've seen the video. We're going to do it again. Hash browns. They do Yorkshire puddings and black pudding, all of that type of stuff. And they do it unlimited.
Yeah.
And they also do your vegetarian sausages unlimited.
That's true.
Right? So what my argument is with regards to Wetherspoons, and Wetherspoons is very reasonable. I know a lot of people love it and all of that. But don't tell me as a company who's making money, you're going to serve me that. No. So I don't accept it.
Paul Kelly, says Keegan. So he said, I know he's Paul Kelly has got a bit of a
Thank you.
What was he going to say? St. Cott said, I would pay more for quality within reason.
Exactly.
And I get that as well, because I think for us, so we're trying to find that ultimate level, because we notice that as well. Sometimes when we do our, hey Sam, how are you?
Hey Sam, I hope you're well.
How are you doing, Sam? You good? Any news on the update on the move? I'm always going to ask you, because I hope everything's going well. We just want to make sure it's all fine. So Sam, we've just talking about breakfast, and well, not just breakfast, but the food reviews that we're doing. And I suppose we're throwing it out to you guys. What would you like to see us do? Is it more, do you want us to see us try and do more high-end ones, for want of a better term, or the expensive ones, or do we want us like the mid-range, or do you like us seeing us doing the more value ones like Wetherspoons, to see what's the best value we can get?
Yeah, I agree about looking for the best value, but I also want the quality to be there. I'm not saying it has to be the highest of quality. When you go, Toby, it's not the highest of quality. It isn't. But let me tell you, I don't mind slumming it. Like I've said many times, I'm happy with KFC. I'm happy with McDonald's. I'm happy with Nando's. Mark don't like any of the ones I just mentioned. Well, except for KFC, because KFC don't do nothing. But he don't like McDonald's. He don't like Nando's. I'm happy to slum it. I'm happy to do those venues. Mark is not.
The only reason I say that is McDonald's, because I don't eat meat. I don't mind filet of fish, so I do eat fish. But McDonald's does terrible vegetarian food. Sorry, McDonald's, I'm going to say it. Nando's does terrible vegetarian food, but you don't go there for that. You go there for the chicken.
Well, let me tell you, plenty of vegetarians are going to McD's, and plenty of vegetarians are going to Nando's. You're just fussy. And that's fine. Like I said, I can slum it. I'm happy to slum it. However, I do have a certain standard level. So while McDonald's is not like of high standards or whatever, you can see where you have to meet, right? You have to at least meet Nando's or McDonald's level. Don't give me down there. Don't give me no catering sausages or whatever. No, I'm not. Even the sausage patty that McDonald's does is better. I would rather have a McDonald's breakfast than have the breakfast that I had at Wetherspoons.
So Keegan says, what did you have on your breakfast? So Keegan, I'll tell you what we had. So for my one, I really enjoyed my one. I know you weren't so much, but I had 3 catering sausages. So I say catering.
No, you didn't.
3 vegetarian sausages. I had 2 eggs. I had beans. I had 3 hash browns. I had a mushroom. I had a tomato. I also had, I think it was 3 slices of toast. So all of that was £6.50.
No, you had 2 slices.
2 slices of toast.
And I do think it's a bit of a cheat to call what you had beans, because it was about that much.
They didn't give me many beans.
It was about that much of beans.
But I did like it, you know. I did like it.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, so that's what I had for mine. You had?
I had 2 supposedly Lincolnshire sausages, 2 bacon, because
Stop doing inverted commas.
Was not. Go back and have a look and tell me if you consider that bacon, please. I think that they gave me 3 hash browns, which I think is quite generous actually. And I had 2 slices of toast. What else was that? Black pudding, but we had to pay extra for the black pudding, and they only gave us 1. Which
what do you expect for 80p?
Hold on a
I
second.
just ordered 2.
Hold on a second. We're just discussing the amount that you got for £6, right?
Mm.
So you got quite a lot for £6. So for 80p, you should have got 2 black pudding. That's how I'm looking at it. If you're gonna serve something and you're saying it's a good breakfast and all of this sort of stuff, which is fine, because everybody has their opinion with regards. Although my opinion did cause a bit of controversy, but I am just very particular. And I was eating those sausages, and do you know what was in me? I was just like, what is in these sausages? And I don't like feeling like that. I don't like feeling when I'm eating something like, what is in it? Like,
I never think when you're hungry.
Yeah, but that's what makes me not hungry then. That's what makes me not hungry, when I'm thinking, well, these aren't real sausages. Like, and I was looking at that paper thin bacon, and I was going, oh yeah, they got grill marks. Yeah, the reason why they got grill marks is because I can't fry it, because it would turn into nothing.
I'm telling you, Kelly and I will never agree on this, but it's but do let us guys know what you'd like us to see in terms of value wise.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're happy with us doing the range, we want to do that. But I have noticed when we do the 2 extremes of something either very pricey or really, really, really good value for money, those are the more popular videos. The ones in the middle can be a bit hit and miss.
I just feel, for me, it has to be Toby level or exceed that for value for money and quality. So if you guys out there can point us in the right direction, and it doesn't have to be all you can eat. It really doesn't. Toby's exceptional in that department. It doesn't have to be all you can eat, but it has to be the basic quality sausages and good bacon. If it's not good bacon and it's not, please don't put it in the chat.
But if it is all you can eat, I can be on board with that. That's an added bonus.
Yeah, that is an added bonus for sure.
Definitely. Where are we? Sam said, "Oh my God, Sam, I'm nursing what I thought was going to be a broken arm." Oh, Sam, how did you do that? It's got a dent in it, but I'm feeling a lot better. Now, Sam, are you absolutely sure? Are you sure?
How did that happen?
You've got to be so careful with that, because I broke my leg many years ago, as I probably know. But when I went to the doctors, it had just moved like that.
It was fractured.
Now, if I had left it like that, it would have healed like that. So they pushed it together and let it heal a lot, and they kept monitoring to make sure it hadn't moved. But yeah, please do get that checked out if it is. How did you do that? We're okay as long as you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
They didn't put a metal plate in your...
No, they didn't need to. No, they said though they would have to, because they moved it, aligned it, and they said if that moves back again, we're gonna have to put a metal plate in there. I thought, oh, I don't want an operation.
No.
But luckily they moved it. They checked it 3 days later, and they said it hasn't moved. So we are. They said we are. They said as long as you don't bang it or bash it or anything like that, we're satisfied that it will heal properly. What's your next video? Asked Keegan. So Keegan, we will be doing a roast dinner from a place called Roast, which is in Borough Market.
Yeah.
That will be our next one. Now we want to, Lombard Street was every person I tell, right, that we went to Lombard Street, that 2 roast dinners cost £100. They go, what?
This is the thing, right? Just because something is expensive doesn't mean it's good.
No, absolutely not. And I'm sorry, Lombard Street, it was bang average for the price.
And the thing is with me, like, all of these people, right, who were just hyping it up, saying, yeah, Lombard Street, and there's me looking for, but it just shows you, because Mark booked the afternoon tea Kai, and I was just like, oh God, it's like a themed afternoon tea.
Welcome to my world, people.
I had never heard of it before. I was just like, oh my God. Got there. Let me tell you, that was lovely. It was really, really nice. And I like it when things like that happen to me, because I just think, do you know what? It's such a nice, and it's very rare to have a nice surprise. And Kai was a really nice surprise, I have to say.
This is where Troy's comment comes in, because because it was very quiet in the restaurant. We could have really done with microphones in there, but anyway.
Yeah. Lombard Street, that was trending, all of this, blah, blah, blah.
It was true. So we saw people going, how amazing it was. Oh, you've got to try this place. I swear people doing it to get free meals. I'm sorry, I'm not dissing any, I'm not going to mention any influencers name. We're not really influencers. No. We just do reviews. But they were saying how brilliant it was. And I thought, well, for those two, for £100 for 2, we didn't have any desserts or starters. It was just that. And I just thought, really?
It was rubbish.
It wasn't rubbish.
Mark says it wasn't rubbish. Listen, when my crackling is like rubber, there's a problem. Did you see the fat to meat ratio? No. You can't tell me that was... No, it was rubbish.
I got to say, it was probably worth... Although it worked out about £50 per person, it was probably worth about 15.
It was scandalous that they had charged that much for a vegetarian meal.
Yeah, there is that too.
It's scandalous.
So you saw that was just sliced celeriac. That was pretty much £30. 20 to, I forget the price, but 20 to £30. I did think at that time, that's just a vegetable. If I bought a celeriac in the supermarket, when you consider it was almost the same, well, it was the same price, I think, than your
pork.
Your pork.
Pork belly.
I did think that as well, because some places do that. They charge the same. So that's, sorry, Keegan, that's a long way of saying that's our next video.
Yeah.
Kath, where are we? Sam says, hi, Keegan. Kath said, I thought their mushrooms were very skint. This is going back to Wetherspoons. Yeah, it was only one little one they gave you, to be fair.
Do you know what? Like I say, I always go hoping for the best, right? But in my mind, So I've eaten in with when I was younger, I ate in Witherspoons a lot, right? They did, in my mind, they did good food, value for money, and all of that. They're still doing value for money, but the food has gone downhill. And so to me, and what you also have to remember, what I was eating in my teens and my 20s, my palate has developed since then. So I don't have the same palate that I did, or will put up with things that I did in my teens and my 20s. We're more malleable then and all of that.
I've got to say, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. I think that's the case. I think your palate has changed, but I would say I have had Wetherspoons in the past and I prefer it now.
But even Evelyn, right? Evelyn said they used to do a lamb shank and they got rid of the lamb shank. Somebody popped up on my TikTok today. They're going to get rid of the mixed grill. They're going to get rid of the steaks, and there's something else they're going to get rid of.
Used to do, funny enough, they used to do a Sunday roast. Wetherspoons did, and I wanted to book that for part of the roast series. But they've stopped it. They don't do roast dinner anymore.
That's what I'm saying, because they're going. This is what I'm saying to you, right? They want to keep their prices, very reasonable, and I agree, right? It's a cost of living crisis. You want to go out for something, you're going to go to Wetherspoons. I completely get that. However, I just don't agree with the quality, or you're taking things off the menu or whatever, or you're not as good as it used to be, and that's my argument. Now, like I said, I used to go to Witherspoon. I used to do the 2 deals. Like sometimes you go and you do the 2 deals.
Yeah.
I used to do that too. But we're talking more than 10 years ago, when Wetherspoons was, it was average. Now it's below average. In my humble opinion, it's below average.
So I disagree. I'm going to,
and that's fine, and that's good, because that's where we go. A lot of people that go to Wetherspoons. I know a few people that go to Wetherspoons and they enjoy it, and I'm not trying to diss that or anything. But what I am saying is, am I going to pay £7 or whatever it was for the breakfast, or am I going to go to Toby and pay £7 for the breakfast?
There you have it. So, guys, let us know, because I know a few on here, like Keegan, for example, is a big Wetherspoons.
Yeah,
fan.
there's loads of people, and you know what? Maybe in other Wetherspoons, the quality is better. I don't know. I would, and you know what? I would be willing to go to another Wetherspoons and try the breakfast again.
Right, let me catch up with the comments, because there's quite a few comments that have come through. How are you, Sam? As Keegan, I'm good. St. Cott said, there are a couple of garden centres near me that combine quality with value for money. Now, maybe we need to try some, because we always go, obviously, for restaurants, but you're absolutely right. A lot of places will have a restaurant in them. So that might be something Kelly and I could have a look at. Hello, Evelyn. How are you doing?
Evelyn, hope you're well.
Sam said, I'm okay, thank you. Oh, Zachary kicked me playing. He's a strong boy.
Oh,
I've broken this arm 3 times before, so it's quite scary. Oh, gosh. If it wasn't the weekend, I would have gone for x-rays. Oh, Sam, I think if it keeps hurting you, please do go. Please go, because I wouldn't want that to, because my worry would be for you if it did break, and hopefully it hasn't, but if it did,
it heals in a different position.
Yeah, honestly, you won't want that, because that would be so. I can say I've broken one of my fingers before, and I tried to self-heal it. So by doing that, I type these fingers together, and it's all right. But in the cold, I can really feel it. I can really feel it. So I won't want. I'm only thinking of you. But if it does, please do go. If it continues to pain you. Sam said we've made. Oh, listen to this. We've made creamy chicken, bacon, leek, and cheese for dinner with a mash. Nom nom nom. Is that all? Ooh, do you know
chicken and bacon is such a good combination.
When you said that, Sam, I'm picturing in a pie. But I know you didn't mention pie, but I am picturing in a pie. Kath said, Sam, sending you prayers because you've been through it. I know she has.
She really has.
Or homemade. Oh, wonderful. Thanks so much, Kathy. Charlie says hello to Sam as well. So, I caught up now. So,
you didn't say Evelyn.
I did. I said hello, Evelyn.
Oh, I don't remember.
I did say hi, Evelyn.
Hi, Evelyn.
I did say
because I didn't say because normally I'd say I hope you're well.
Yeah, well, I did say hello, Evelyn. Hello, Evelyn. You're right. What was I going to say? So, yeah, but it was so funny, right? Because you got it in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly got it in the comments.
It's like, one person was like, oh, I can't remember what that person said now. And I was just like, right. Because obviously, each of us, our opinions differ.
Yeah.
Now, with Mark, he knows a lot of people that go to you go to Wetherspoons regularly.
Yeah, I do.
Mark goes to Wetherspoons regularly. I, on the other hand, would not go to Wetherspoons regularly, but I would try a different Wetherspoons. I would like to know if a different Wetherspoons invests more in their quality than another one, because I would imagine some of these are franchises.
No, I don't think they are. No, I don't think so.
Because McDonald's are a franchise,
No,
Starbucks are a franchise. A lot of these big companies are franchises.
But like I said, we will try Wetherspoons again. We won't do breakfast because I know you didn't want to do it, but we will.
No, I'll try another breakfast somewhere.
We will try it again at some other point because like I said, we are doing a whole series of stuff that we want to do. So breakfast is just one of them, as you know. Wetherspoons don't do afternoon tea, so that won't be one of them. But we also, and they don't do roast anymore, which does surprise me. So anyway, enough of Wetherspoons. We were just talking about that because we wanted to sort of show you guys what we had coming up and what we had planned. Or Sam said it was going to be a pie, but couldn't do that today. Do you know, it's got all the remnants for a pie. I just thought, oh, I could picture that in a pie.
I think when she mentioned chicken and bacon, I was like,
Now, Charlie said there's a new Wendy's burger coming near Blackpool Tower.
Oh.
Now, Wendy's, one of the things we did toy with doing, but in actual fact, we kind of touched on it a few years ago, but we never really explored it, was burgers. But because I don't really eat meat, it'd be a bit boring me doing veggie burgers all the time.
Yeah, but you have different, like, there are different types of veggie burgers that you could try, and doing it from a vegetarian or Mark's pescatarian, from a sort of like a pescatarian point of view, because I'm sure Liam and St. Cot would find that really interesting. Liam, from a vegetarian, is Liam vegetarian or vegan?
Yeah, no, he's vegetarian. Or is he vegan? He's one of the two.
He's one of the two. And I know that St. Cot's toying with the idea of vegetarian. So I think that would be quite an interesting viewpoint, because sometimes I feel like there are places that are just geared to meat. Flatiron is one of those places. I love Flatiron. If you like a steak and you want reasonably priced steak, you don't want to pay a load of money, go to Flatiron. Where did I go to the other day? And I was just like, oh my God, this place is rubbish. Oh, Swiss butter. I'm just going to call a thing, right? If I think it's rubbish, I'm just going to say it's rubbish. No, Mark's like, ugh. No, that's my review, right? So
no, we both agreed on that. We didn't think it was great. Yeah.
I feel like it was overpriced. It was overdone. And they are selling dreams. Right. So, but
selling dreams.
But the caveat to that is, if I was a teenager and if I was in my 20s, I would have gone there and I would have rated that place. I would have said, yep, it's really good. Don't matter how chewy the steak was, I would have been like, yeah, because that would have appealed to me as a teenager and in my 20s. And my palate hadn't developed at that point to understand that steak shouldn't have been chewy. And it's £20, you know, and it was so nice because I saw a couple sitting next to us, and that they were a young couple, clearly dating and all of this, and he's taken her to this place, and it was really nice to see. So I feel like when I see something like that, I can give it. But if you're, you know, looking for something that is like not overdone and all of that, don't go there, because it is big. But if you want nice steak and stuff like that, go to Flatiron. It's reasonably priced. The steak is £14. £14. You get free ice cream. You get free popcorn. The sides are about, I think, between £4 and £6. The sides that I would recommend, the aubergine parmigiana. That is so good. It's delicious. The bone marrow mash. Get the bone marrow mash. Get the aubergine parmigiana. Chips are nice, but chips you can have anywhere, right? So chips are chips. I love chips. I have to order chips if chips are on the menu, I normally have to order it. But let me tell you, go and try the £14 steak. It's £14. They do other steaks as well. So if you want to, and they also do burgers, but it's not really geared to vegetarians. Now you can have the aubergine parmigiana, you can have the spinach, you can have chips, and so if you are vegetarian, you can have those things. But it's not really geared towards that. But I tell you this, the aubergine parmigiana, the bone marrow mash is going to change your life.
You hear it here first.
It's going to change your life.
So, of course, when we did Swiss butter, as we said before, it was massively trending. So we just wanted to see what it was like. But people were raving how brilliant it was and da-da-da-da-da.
Jumping all over my TikTok. I was like, I've got to go there. My brother went there and he said, it was all right. But like I said, if you're a young couple, it's a really nice place.
That's definitely one that's quantity over quality, for sure. That one is. But yeah, so that was Swiss butter. So, guys, talking of food and stuff like that, as you know, we're doing our food reviews. Is there a side that you have to have every time you order? Is there something you must have? Will it be chips? So even if, like your cousin, even if the meal comes with chips, he will get a side of chips.
Yeah.
Is there something that you have to have? Is there something that you always go for as a side in a restaurant? Or if you're doing takeaway, do you have to order a side to go with it? Now, I know it can vary depending on the cuisine, but do let us know. What would be your side to go to?
So I would, so if I'm in Nando's, I get the peri salted chips. If there's Cajun fries on any menu, I would normally go for Cajun fries.
Yeah.
I do really like Cajun fries. But yeah, I will order chips at roast. I did see chips, but you know what I was hoping for? Mashed potato. They didn't have as a Sunday roast. They didn't have mashed potato on the sides, so I was quite surprised at that. But when I went to roast at Christmas, let me tell you about. So I ordered pork belly, and it came swimming in gravy, and there was mashed potato, and it was a little bit sweet because they had put and I was thinking, what's that sweetness? They put the apple sauce in. Now, I don't like all of this apple sauce business before. I don't like pineapple and ham. I don't even like that on pizza. I don't like it on my ham. Don't talk to me about gammon and pineapple and all of that type of stuff. It's not my bag. But where the applesauce had mixed in with the gravy and the mash and then the pork, as Evelyn would say, man, that was nice. That was the Christmas one.
Right.
Nice.
So Kath has come back. Yes, chips. But also, if I'm in the USA, I do like nachos to share. Oh, that would be your side. Now, my side of choice, I won't normally go for chips.
Do you have a side?
I do. Mac and cheese.
Yes,
but
yes.
Most UK places don't have. That's why I don't normally get it, because they don't normally have it as a side. But if somewhere has it as a side, I will get it.
You don't always get it.
No, I would normally get it.
Yeah.
Depending what it is, unless it's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
So if the meal's expensive anyway, I thought I'm not bumping up. Like, for example, all those sides that we got, So-Say Unlimited sides with Lombard Street. And I shouldn't say So-Say, because yes, all right, they do Lombard Street. But I got to be honest, they took so long to come out, and then I just thought, I can't be bothered now. So I thought we would go. But I wish I had more and more and more and more, actually, because the amount we paid for it. But they did have mac and cheese at roast. The reason I didn't go for it was because it was something ridiculous, like £13-14 for a side. So I didn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that
I
price.
will tell you how much it is.
Well,
it was close to it. It might have been £12, but it was expensive. That's why I didn't go for it.
But I would wonder what size that was. But the difference with roast, I found it was quite sizable for the amount that you're paying. But with Lombard, they brought you the size, but it was enough for one person.
Yeah.
So you would have to get unlimited sides, because the size that they brought you was, in fact, it was probably less than for one person. And I was just looking at it thinking, right, well, you've given us 2 parsnips and 2 pieces of sticks of carrot. Like, it just didn't make sense. And you thinking it didn't come with no stuffing. It didn't come with like mash. It didn't come. You're telling me unlimited sides, but you're telling me it's cabbage, roast potatoes, and parsnips and things. This is like a Sunday dinner. Like, I don't know how you guys feel, but when I'm talking about Sunday roast, I'm talking about sweet corn, peas, carrots, parsnips. Go on, yeah, you were saying.
Sorry. Oh no, I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I thought it was mac and cheese. No, it was cauliflower cheese. Oh God, thank God I didn't order that. £12
For cauliflower cheese.
for cauliflower cheese.
That must be a big side though.
It's got truffles in it. That's why.
Right.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't order that.
I was gonna say, because that's not roast's prices. But anyway, and I'm thinking mashed potato. I'm thinking, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking like good proper Sunday size with all the trimmings, you know, like stuffing and, you know, cranberry sauce and all of this. And you're talking to me about a couple of parsnips and a carrot and some was cabbage or something, wasn't it? And then
something like that.
Yeah, I just didn't rate it, and I think what also put my noise really out of joint was
Your
that
noise.
pork. My nose out of joint was that rubbery piece of pork. No.
Well, now I've got to be honest, and I don't know if you guys are the same. I always begrudge getting sides because I think to myself it should come with the meal. So that always irritates me because there have been restaurants I've gone to where it says like fish, and I think, well, what's it come with? No, it's just the fish, or maybe a small dollop of mashed potato. And I thought, hang on. So I've got to pay £20 for this piece of fish, and then I've got to pay £6.50 or whatever it is for sides on top. No,
but that's also the West Country coming out.
No.
Because like, even if it was £10, you would still begrudge paying for the sides.
No, I tell you what, because then it becomes a con. Because then you're thinking, if I want 2 or 3 veg, I'm actually not paying £15. I'm actually paying closer to 30 for this meal.
But that's what I'm saying. It could be as cheap as anything. You would still begrudge paying for the sides regardless.
Yeah, no, totally. It should all come. For me, it should all come. Now, sides should be extra if you wanted something a little bit different from what you've got. But it should, for me, a meal should always come with, depending on the cuisine, of course, but it should always come with sides.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I think on my roast dinner, I would expect all the trimmings. And then if you want extra, you pay for that. As in, if you wanted more trimmings and sides and stuff, you would pay extra for that. But I think on my plate, there should be all of the sides. So there should be mash, there should be roast potatoes, there should be peas and sweet corn, there should be parsnips and carrots and whatnot. And there should be stuff. There should be basic things on my plate. Stuffing is one of them. Why am I paying extra for stuffing? Should already be on my plate.
Now think about it. I think like dessert. You wouldn't say they wouldn't say, all right, here you go. I want to order the apple pie, but can I have a side of ice cream, or can I have a side of custard? It should come with it. That should be
that again is debatable because
there's no debate in it.
Hold on a second, because normally you would just get a pie. Sometimes in some places you will get custard, or you can swap it out for ice cream.
But it will come with it. That's my point. So
not
why
always.
should the main?
Not always.
Where?
Not always.
Where
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Was it not? Oh no.
Yeah,
no,
it doesn't. In general, it doesn't. It doesn't always come with. It doesn't always come with custard, and it doesn't always come with ice cream.
See, because I was talking about this with Kelly's cousin. So years ago, I remember a main would be roughly about 10-ish pounds, but the starter would be half that price. It'd be about anything up to £5, and dessert would be up to £5. Now I'm finding the starter is not that much cheaper than the main, and then the dessert is not that much cheaper than the main. So you think to yourself, wow, this is. And then because Kelly always used to do this, I'll have 3 starters, and I said, don't do that, because I start having 3 mains.
No,
you might.
I've never. First of all, the only time I will get extras is if it's Wagamama's. That's the only time. Unless it's Chinese. So like, I like to get my starters in Chinese, but who doesn't get like a few starters or a few mains? And if you're talking crazy. That is the norm when you go to if you're having, especially if you're having takeaway, not so much in the restaurant, but if you're having takeaway, of course you get a few bits and pieces, because that is what you would do. But I do agree that these days starters are becoming a lot more pricey, and I don't understand why. But equally, a lot of these most expensive restaurants, because obviously they want to attract a certain clientele. They don't want the likes of
me.
blah blah blah. So what they do in a lot of these restaurants, which is good, I feel, is they start doing set menus. So you can have a set menu, and you're not paying the full a la carte price and all of this. Hutong is one of those places, and they do several different menus, and you can just pick whatever set menu you want. Obviously, on a certain day, at a certain time, or certain days and certain times, and you can go and experience Hutong. Hutong is a beautiful restaurant. I can't rave about it enough. The food is really good. I can't afford to go and eat a la carte in these places. I can't afford it. So I will, but there are certain things I can afford. So I will go and choose a menu, right? And I don't always want to choose the signature menu, even though the signature menu is the better one. Sometimes I'll go for the cheaper menu, but then there might be one time and I say, do you know what? We're going to treat ourselves. Let's go for the signature menu or something like that. Usually I'm going with someone else because Mark's not interested in them types of things. But so normally I might go for my mum, or sometimes I might go with Evelyn. Like Evelyn and I, we've been to Oxo. We've been to Hutong. I've been to Hutong with my mum. I was going to go again recently, but we ended up cancelling it. But I like going to just to sort of like see what it is. The only place I haven't been to, because I feel like the prices are just astronomical, is Sky Garden. All of the restaurants are too expensive. I'm just like, but one day if they ever do a set menu, I will go. And I mean, we've been to Sky Garden before.
Here you go, Kath. I don't know if you can see that. Kath has asked, who is this? So this is the Joker. This is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. So from the first Joker movie, not the one Joker 2, which he did with what's her name, Lady Gaga. This is the first one. So Joaquin Phoenix, that's the face. I bought this a while ago, actually. People do that. They look at it, well, what's that? So from a distance, yeah. I did like the movie, so that's my little that's my Joker, ode to Joker. I've got a few Joker t-shirts actually. Yeah. Sorry, I digress. But see, I've always wanted to do a video on the best way to utilize a restaurant menu. So how to not overspend and do the things. Because I only reason I do that, I did read years ago an article which is written by restaurateurs, or restaurateurs, I should say, and they basically cited all the tips they use to try and get people to spend more money. So I was going to do the antithesis of that and how to save it.
See, the thing is
that makes me sound really cheap.
These places, they appeal to a certain clientele, which is fine. But there are other unknown restaurants to the likes of us that that certain clientele will go to. They're not going to go to Hutong and all of that. They're going to go to restaurants that we have no idea and we just don't know about, and that charges astronomical money that they can afford and blah blah blah. Now, so then the likes of like Hutong and whatever, they do have to get those clientele in. And so they'll do things like set menu and all that, because they're going to make money from the people who then can afford to go. And it's not even afford, it's a treat. The last time I went to Hutong was, God, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Because you can't afford to go to these places all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things that is a treat. And so see, when we started going to the Ned, so we had just gotten back from, I think it was Vegas we'd gotten back from.
So, Kat said, would it be the dish of the day?
No. Are you talking about the signature? Are you talking about the menus? No, they're not dishes of the day. They don't even do dish of the day, I think, at Hutong. It's pretty much all the same. But the food, I'm telling you, so we've eaten at Aquashard, but we've done afternoon tea at Aquashard, and we've done afternoon tea at Ting. Somebody actually left a message, a question. It was her birthday's coming up, and she said, "Is roast better than Ting? Afternoon tea."
Okay.
Now I sort of my response was a little bit long, which is, the ambience of Ting is very nice and the views are incredible and all of that type of stuff. But you have to decide what is important to you. Is it the food that is important to you, or is it the fact that it's the grandioseness of the place and it's ting and all of this type of stuff? Because I gotta say, ting was okay for an afternoon tea. I didn't really rate it. It was okay. It was nice, don't get me wrong, and the ambiance was nice. It was all lovely, blah blah blah. But food wise, if I was going to choose between the two, it would be roast. But if I had to choose between roast, ting, and kai, I probably would choose kai.
Really? You said the other way round.
What, roast?
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose, so the thing that I love about roast is that they have what do you call it? A mixture of high tea and afternoon tea. I love that about roast because normally you have to choose between the two. But also the quality of the food is good. But I really liked the ambience of kai. So I liked all the theatrics, all of the hummingbird or the whisper bird and all of these. And I liked that they replenished
once,
they replenished once. So within that fit, so I suppose if you're looking for value, it would be kai because they replenish again. But roast is really good. Quality is the quality is really good. So I don't know.
Sam's asked a question.
Go on.
What was the most? Sorry, let me start again. So we'll both ask this, but I'll let you go first. What was the most original theme of any afternoon tea you've been to? And out of all of the food, which one was an afternoon tea you would like a lifetime free supply of? Well, that's a very good question. Actually, there's several good questions.
Yeah.
So first part of that question is, what's the most original theme of any afternoon tea you've been on? So do that one first. What's the most original theme? That's a very good question.
It's a very good question. And do you know what the problem with the question is that several of the afternoon teas have changed their premise.
Well, let's go through the ones we've done. So we won't do ones like Fortnum's and stuff like that because that's what I call tradition. They're not themed. So the theme ones we've done are Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
That was at Aldwych. We did
did that twice, and again it changed the second time.
It did. Well, let's go back.
Yeah.
Then we did Sanderson's, which was the
Alice in Wonderland. Again, they changed their premise.
Then we did the Shard, which was the Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So a lot of these are sort of Disney type. I say it's not Disney, but from the original storybooks theme. Then we did Be Our Guest, which was the Beauty and the Beast. Then what else have we done? I'm just trying to think. Is there any others we've done?
Chesterfield.
No. Oh yeah, Chesterfield actually, yeah, because Chesterfield's the sweet one.
They used to do a Willy Wonka one.
They did. There was that one, but also they did the sweet one. So it's based on English sweets.
Yeah, and then they did.
Then of course Kai, which is the one we've done now. And now we've done so many. I'm trying to remember. I would say from the original ones that we did, I would say actually Kai's up there.
I think Kai is up there, and I also think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is up there.
Yeah, those two. So I'd say between Kai and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Would you say the same?
I would say the same, and because when we went to the Charlie and Chocolate Factory the first time around, Mark don't even remember it, and I do, and I didn't think it was all of that.
It was okay.
When we went the second time round, it was a lot better than it was, and they redid the whole restaurant. That's how much they invested in it. They've redone the whole of the restaurant because it was very plain before. There was nothing.
Oh my God!
About it.
Sam said, "Right, this is a really difficult one." So, just one item from an afternoon tea. Which would it be, free for life? Now, when you say one item, do we have to be specific? Like
I know.
When you say one item, do we have to be specific, like cucumber sandwiches, or can we just say sandwiches? So would it be sandwiches, cakes, and scones, or would it be one item? If it's one type of item, mine would be the sandwiches.
Mine would be the pork and apple sub roll.
Oh God, yours is really
at roast.
Oh, one item. So one item. Oh, that's a really good question, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's the one I would choose.
Do you know what? The one I would choose. We went to Sanderson's and they did it was a cheese, almost like a cheese toasted. That was amazing.
That was. They also did a cheese scone, and it was like a cheddar and chives or cheddar and coriander or something like that many years ago. And that I was shocked when I tried it. It tasted like my grandma's cooking. So I can't remember what spice it was, whether it must have been coriander in it. I don't know. But I was shocked at how much I enjoyed it, and it just reminded me of my grandma. So yeah, that one was really good. But we've been lucky enough to try some really good things, like, because even Breadahead's afternoon tea, and that was
good.
Yeah, that was good. Huffkins was good. There's been some, and they're the more reasonably priced ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were the more reasonably priced ones. They were really good. The only reasonably priced one that or the two that I was disappointed with, was Pat Val and M&S.
Pat Val was terrible.
M&S was terrible.
Well, M&S, to be fair, it was £10. I think if that's gonna been okay, I think that would have been all right.
No, my tea was the weakest tea I think I've ever had in life.
Somebody commented and did say, why didn't you just ask for an extra tea bag?
Because I think it should have been done the first time round.
Right. Okay, so we've answered that question. The last question Sam asked is, also, if you could choose a movie for a theme of an afternoon tea, what would it be? Oh, that is really good question.
It's already in my mind.
Go on.
So I don't know if anybody watched it. It was in the 80s. It was called Adventures in Babysitting, or A Night on the Town. That it had 2 titles. Somebody said there was a third title, actually, and it was with Elizabeth Shue, and she had to babysit the kids, and they end up in the city, and I think she's only about 16 or 17. And it's a whole thing. And then towards the end, they end up in a restaurant, and there was a dessert trolley. Imagine that being like a theme that you're after, a dessert trolley. And the girl, she picked up this chocolate eclair. It was full of cream and chocolate on the top and all of that. And I've always thought that. Or the actual Charlie and Chocolate Factory, when they go into the sweet room.
Oh yeah. There
is no life I know to.
But the thing is, though, I suppose the argument there is that's already been done, because we've been to 2 Charlie and Chocolate Factories. But that's a very specific one, actually. Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah.
So my one would be 2. I can't fathom which. It'd either be Back to the Future. So I would have hoverboard biscuits. I don't know how I would do the sandwiches. I'd have to really, really, really think about that. But I would definitely have, when he goes, Lou, give me a milk, chocolate. That would be on the thing. And it would have the little Pop-Tarts, when he goes back to school, when he has them as well. They would be on the thing. So it would be a lot of Back to the Future ones. Or Jurassic Park. I would have like a Jurassic Park thing. Like the Jurassic egg and the amber thing. All of that would be in there, I think. So, guys, throwing that to you. Sam's come up with some brilliant questions. So how about you guys? For those of you, of course, into afternoon tea, what one item would you have, if you could have from an afternoon tea, that's yours for life? You can have other things you want, but you would get that for free. What would it be? And what movie for a theme of afternoon tea would you do? Now, it could be anyone that you've seen us do. So you could do your version of, say, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Or Labyrinth one. That would be amazing.
The Labyrinth one would be really, really good. So yeah, let us know. So the 2 questions: what was the one item for the afternoon tea that you could have for life? What would it be? And number 2, what movie themed afternoon tea would you do? And then we can always have a think about what could go on that. But if you had an idea what could go on that, let us know. All right, Sam said, with Thor and rats the size of cats. So, Sam, what would because I know you would definitely have some brilliant ideas on this. So, especially I've seen from all your YouTube channel. So I definitely think you'd have some great ideas for this. Yeah, Sam said, ew, wheat tea is disgusting. I add 2 tea bags to mine and leave them in. Yeah, yours was so. To be fair, the M&S one, so you've got to bear in mind, it was a tenner. So the sandwiches were okay. The scones were terrible, but I think we just had a dodgy batch.
I think I have a high suspicion that my tea bag was a used tea bag.
No.
I have a very high suspicion. I'm sorry. This is M&S we're talking about. If there's one thing they can do correct, is tea. One thing that they can do correct it would be tea.
I had coffee, and that show my coffee was quite nice.
Right. I'm telling you here and now, if M&S was going to excel at something in a calf, it would be tea.
Yeah.
I have a strong suspicion that mine was a used tea bag. I'm sorry to say, that's what I think. There was no flavor in it at all, not 1 ounce. So, and you are right. It didn't occur to me to ask for another thing because we had already asked for another one of your sandwiches or something. We had to ask for another thing of sandwiches. She brought it in the box. She didn't even take it out the box to put it on the plate.
That was funny. That was funny. I think our afternoon. To be fair, I would like to give it another go because I do think it was slightly rushed.
All right, if we did it again and the same thing happened again, and what?
Well, that is the review. But the review is the review. Like I said, if we had just gone there with not filming it, that would have been our experience. Yeah. Sam said, "All right, so this is Sam's. I'm torn. This is for the movie. This is for the movie afternoon tea. I'm torn. I'd love to do so many. The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be a nice one.
Oh, The Godfather or Goodfellas. Definitely Labyrinth, and maybe The Wizard of Oz." Now, there is actually a place doing a Wizard of Oz afternoon tea, which we were toying about going at some stage. So we got the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, or the ones you could have. You'd have to have the ring. You'd have to have the ring as one of the cakes for sure.
And the eye.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You could have Sauron's eye.
Yeah, Sauron's
eye. What else could you have? You'd have to have something green for the orcs and stuff. Though that could be one of the sandwiches, like a pea type thing. What else could you have?
I don't know. You could have one of the trees with in a
pot.
Oh
yeah.
But you would have it as chocolate gravel or something in the pot and stuff like that.
So Sam said, imagine a Grease-themed afternoon tea dish named after inspired by the hit song "The Summer Lovin' Show." My Summer Love. Yeah, you could have a pink ladies' cake.
Pink ladies' cake. Yeah.
Oh, now Kath has come up with a really good one. Harry Potter. This is going to be a classic.
There is a Harry Potter afternoon tea. Actually,
is there?
Yeah, at the Warner Brothers Studios.
Oh yes.
Yes, there is one.
It wasn't there when we went, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Or was it?
It's been there for a while. Yeah. There's that one, and then there is one that they call it. It's Harry Potter style, but of course they can't call it Harry Potter because it's copyright. But they call it like a potions one or something like that, and you actually mix potions in it. So yeah, there's that one. But yeah, there is an official Harry Potter afternoon tea, which is at Warner Brothers Studios.
So, Kath, what would you have in your Harry Potter afternoon tea?
Of course, you'd have the frog.
Oh, chocolate frog.
Yeah.
But what would you have for the sandwiches? You'd
have pumpkin pasties.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you'd have pumpkin pasties. So when we were at Universal, they were doing pasties. But they did do pumpkin pasties, but they didn't do them in the hot cart. I think we found them cold.
Yeah, in the cold cart. Yeah.
But they didn't do them in the hot cart, so you couldn't try the pumpkin pasties. But so you got Bertie Bott's every flavored beans, and in the book, the feast appears as if out of nowhere, and they're all eating. That now when they do it in the film, it's good. But it's so much better than in the book. So much better. It's like, they're eating all of this stuff. It's lovely. And then they're so full. But Rupert Grint, who plays Ron Weasley, he said, he just was, as soon as he got there, he was just like, because there was just all this food. And he would be able to eat all of this food. It was wild, and he would just eat loads when he was there.
Oh, I would do the same,
for sure. But I think for the other kids, it's very different. Because he was the main character, and Ron could eat everything because he comes in from a poor family.
Yeah.
So in the film, he could eat everything, but the other kids no, because they would have been given rotten food. So whenever you're doing a film, whenever you see the actors, they're never really eating. They push the food around the plate because it's cold. It's either cold or it's a couple of days old or whatever. So I had to do a film one time. I was playing an extra. And we were sitting on a plane, and they were giving us a meal on the plane, but it was rotten. It was like moldy, so obviously you couldn't eat it. But whenever you watch actors, they're normally pushing the thing, and they might take one bite, but as they talk a lot, they have a lot of dialogue, and they're normally just pushing the food around the plate because it's cold, it's not great, and all of that.
Sam said, A Nightmare Before Christmas would be my ultimate dream afternoon tea to read, of course. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think didn't your brother buy you a book, or did you buy a book, or did I buy you the cookbook?
No, my brother did. I'll go and get it, actually, Sam, because I think you might like this.
Yeah, there's some recipes on that.
Kat said, oh, it would be good, a Harry Potter tea. Kat said, I would like to try butterbeer. Butterbeer is actually really nice, and you can get it from the Harry. So even if you don't live in London, you can get it from the Harry Potter online store. So I've got some here.
Yeah.
But these have been drunk,
obviously. But there's butterbeer, and then there is so that's the butterbeer.
It is pricey. The small little butterbeer, that's a £5. So that's but they're only 275 millilitres, so they're not huge.
Never mind.
It's not going to zoom in. But
Never mind.
So I got that from platform 9 3/4.
Which is in King's Cross.
But I love the smell of this. The best way I could describe it is like a toffee cream soda.
It just tastes of cream soda.
Oh, I think it's smelling a bit rank now because it's.
I don't know why you didn't rinse that out.
I did. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. I thought it smells a bit stale, but yeah, that's about 2 years old. That might be why. But yeah, definitely try the butterbeer. I think you'd like it. But yeah, it's worth trying. It is a bit pricey though, because I think basically you're obviously paying for the name, because it is Harry Potter and it is butterbeer. Where are we? Sam said, has anybody seen Snatch with Rupert Grint? I was thinking of watching it. Is this a series?
No, I don't know. I've not heard of it.
I watched Snatch the movie, but I haven't heard about Snatch this Snatch. I'm guessing this is a series. Is it a series?
I don't know.
Sam said, oh, hang on. Guys, the best TV this week is Adolescence. Oh my God, they were all talking about Adolescence at work. The whole thing is filmed in one take. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it's with that guy who played in This Is England or whatever it is. That the guy from up north. He's done a load of films. Yeah, it's all shot in one.
Let me get the cookbook. You carry on.
Yeah, it's all done in one shot, and there's 2 cameras that do it. And so once they start the scene, that's it. They just got to carry on the whole thing. It's a very interesting concept, because it's when they're doing it all. So basically, when you are filming, and you're doing 2 points of view. So if I'm talking to, let's say you, Sam, I'm talking to you. They will film me talking to you, and so I'll be talking like this, so you can see me talking, and then they'll have the camera here, and I have to say it again so that they can get your response. So you have 2 cameras, so they film you once here, and then they cut, and then they reverse it, and then they do the camera so that you can get so then they flip between the 2. So sometimes when you're looking at the back of the actor's head, sometimes it's when they're speaking that it's not in sync. Sometimes so because then they have to cut the voice, they have to relay it over, because then they're seeing you and then you're seeing the other person, but you're still talking and stuff like that. So sometimes it doesn't always, but then I know what to look for, because obviously I had to take classes and stuff like that.
Stephen Graham, said Kat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Right, so this one, talking for Sam. Look, Sam, this is what my brother bought me.
You've got another one as well.
No, this is it. This is the official one.
Yeah, no, you've got another official cookbook.
So, so anyway, so this is the one. I thought you might like this. It's it's the Nightmare Before Christmas, the official entertainment guide. It's got all kinds of things in there, but you can see all the types of cakes.
Look at the cake at the back. That's the typical cake, that one.
Oh yeah, with the patchwork.
Yeah.
But it's got some really good things in here for parties and stuff like that. So you've got the homemade marshmallow 0 dogs. You've got these are all the desserts. What else have they got in here? The Jack Skellington shepherd's pie. But if we go for the cakes, let me just go through here. These are all the desserts. I like this one. The man eating marshmallow crispy wreaths. So they've got some really good recipes in here. So this could be something. The spiderweb.
It's a good Halloween one as well.
But this
good
is
for, good for Halloween.
The Mayor Two-Face with the white cookies.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
So it's got some really good recipes in here. So if you are interested, I think my brother got this from Amazon. So that's the one, Nightmare Before Christmas, the official entertainment cooking guide. I thought you might like that one. Sam says Stephen Graham is such a good actor. If you haven't seen The Irishman, he's great in that with De Niro. I haven't seen The Irishman yet. That's one movie I've been wanting to see for ages. Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, great movie if you like gangster ones. I do. There's a guy at work again who we've been talking. Have you seen The Irishman yet? No. We've been saying this for about 4 years. Kin Noodles, hello.
Hey, Kin Noodles, how are you? Well,
how are you doing? You good? Sam said, "Oh, I love that book. When I redecorate, I'm going to get a Nightmare Before Christmas bits like a shower curtain for my bathroom." Oh, and have you got this one, Sam? Sorry, have you got this? That's showing you. Have you got this one already? This one, like I said, my brother bought me this. We haven't made anything from this.
No.
So as you know, Kelly and I, we did do a whole thing where we started cooking from.
We'll have to do it again. We'll have to pick it up again.
Well, they didn't do well though, the vids. That's why we didn't do them.
Yeah, but I think it's not whether they do well or not. It's whether we want to do them.
Yeah.
Or not.
So we did.
So
we're not. I mean, we're not the best of bakers, but we just thought we would try. The idea was to show.
I don't know what he's talking about. We're not the best of bakers.
You are.
Because I just made a whole heap of Guinness cakes.
Where are we? Kit News, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, we're good.
We're good, thank you.
We are good.
Very
Lovely
good.
to see. No, Kelly's a brilliant baker, so I want my thing. I'm
not brilliant baker, but I'm all right.
Sam said, no, I don't actually. I don't have any cookbooks. Oh, this one then could be for you. We see. Liam, hey!
Liam, we were talking about you earlier, Liam.
We couldn't remember, Liam, if you were vegetarian or
vegan. Yeah.
How are you, by the way? Are you good?
You're well.
So yeah, this is. We were also talking about your controversy with Wetherspoons. Or we won't go over
Don't at me. Don't at me.
Vegetarian, that's right.
Vegetarian,
I couldn't remember. So Liam, we were saying that we went to Wetherspoons and put the video up. So we had the breakfast. So I had the veggie breakfast. You had the.
I think it is good for vegetarians.
Yeah,
definitely.
I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's good for vegetarians, but for a meat eater, catering sausages.
I'll stop it with the catering sausages.
Well, obviously, as a meat eater, I'm gonna remark upon the meat elements of a English breakfast, of which
you see, you should have had the vegetarian with Liam and I,
and St. Cot.
Yeah, well, St. Cot only tried it because I think he
full of vegetarians. I'm like,
St. Cot isn't vegetarian, but he did want to try the vegetarian.
But he's leaning towards becoming a vegetarian.
But St. Cot's probably there. Go, no, not. So Liam, how things been? You good? Everything all right? Aoife, hey Aoife,
hope you're well.
How are you doing? How are you feeling? How are things going? Any news on your move? So I know you've got that pending.
Yeah. How
have things been going? Can you say, I'm leaning towards vegan, but I do love dairy.
Yeah. Do you know what? Vegan's a tough one as well.
I couldn't give up cheese. Yeah. I would really.
They do vegan cheese and stuff.
No, it's not as good. I would really struggle to do that.
And sometimes I have to, at work, think about vegans and vegetarian. Like it's easier to think about vegetarians, but also you have to think about allergies. You have to think about, and it's becoming a little bit of a minefield because obviously in this day and age, like there's so many people that have allergies, but different types of allergies, and that's like difficult to try to keep up with because obviously I like to include everyone. I don't like anyone being left out. So if I'm going to the shops or whatever, I feel like, right, okay, I've got to cater for the vegan and the person that doesn't eat nuts, and then there's one person that doesn't eat chocolate, and then there's somebody that is gluten free, and I have to keep all of this in my mind whenever I'm doing a shop or something like that, or we're going to have something. I have to think about that. So I have to, right, that person is gluten-free. That person is vegan. That person doesn't eat chocolate because they're allergic to it. And then imagine being allergic to chocolate. Oh, my word. That would be like, Yeah, allergic to chocolate. Somebody else doesn't eat nuts or shellfish, and I'm just like, oh my god. But they're happy. They're more than happy not to have anything. To be quite honest with you, well, the one person who doesn't eat chocolate, they like to have everything. So I always have to think about the person that can't eat chocolate.
Sincott said, oh no, sorry, go back to where I was. Liam said he's good. Aoife said, Kelly and Mark, I'm out here on Friday. Yay! Oh, so good. I'm so glad you got to get out of there. So have you got your new place sorted? Sincott said, not sure I could give up meat entirely, but I'm definitely eating less meat. Do you find a difference, Sincott, with that? Do you find you less lethargic, or does it not make a difference?
Like for Lent, my mum has given it. Normally for Lent, I would give up meat. That is something that I used to do every year. And then, like, my mum followed me, and then so now that's what she does. She doesn't eat meat, but I've not done Lent for a long time.
Where are we? Kitten Noodle said it just isn't the same. Talking about vegan cheese, give it a few more years, and it's all good. I think you're right. I mean, years ago, when we went to New York, they had a pizza there, which is a vegan pizza, and instead of cheese, they used this almost like a cream. Obviously, it's not cream, but some sort of sauce on top of it. It was horrible. It was hideous. But I have tried vegan cheese since. I thought this is not bad. So I do agree with you. As time goes on, they will perfect it.
Yeah.
But if you two were vegan, you couldn't say melt my cheese unless it was vegan cheese. Melt my vegan cheese. Liam said, we have a place near us where they make the vegan burgers out of mushrooms. They grow and store in water for days. They grow their own mushrooms. The burgers are unbelievable. Taste so good. Now, Liam, you might be interested. So we went to roast at the weekend, and I had this mushroom gravy. It was absolutely amazing. Best vegetarian gravy I've ever had. Best one.
Mark raved about it.
And I was thinking of you, Liam, because I think you would really like this. Kindu said, that's very good hospitality, Kelly. Kelly does. She likes to cater for everybody. Kid Noodles, sorry, we're saying that. We don't, not always reciprocated when we go to other places.
It's not always reciprocated, but that doesn't mean you don't try your best regardless.
Liam said, I'm drinking chocolate oat milk. Do you know what I find with the oat milk? It gives it a real richer flavour.
Do you know what? Like, I've tried it with these other milks. I've tried it and I can't get on board with it. I've tried like coconut milk. I've tried oat milk. I've tried almond milk. You know, cashew milk. Like, I just can't get on board with it. It's just like, no. Yeah. And even you have cream in your coffee.
Oh, I love cream in my coffee. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is why I don't think I could become vegan, because there's certain bits I would really struggle. Eggs is one, cheese is another, and
eggs you could not.
Yeah,
you could not. He has omelette every day. Every day he has omelette.
I love omelette. Aoife said, Mark, getting out of here can't happen fast enough. Friday is too far away. Do you know what? We are so pleased to hear. Excuse me. We are so pleased to hear you are out of there. I am so pleased to hear you're getting out of there. Now your life can begin, Aoife. Your life can begin. Sam said, I love Zhang's Chinese takeaway books. Have you got any of those?
No.
Is it Zhang?
No, I've got, what's his name? I've got, what's his brother? Who was the one who did the Love Your Body, the Chinese guy?
I don't know.
Kwok-Lin. I've got I forget his name. Gok Wang's brother.
Okay.
I've got his cookbook. And Huang Cha. Her books are amazing. I cook from them. I used to cook from them. I haven't done it recently, but I was thinking the other day, I'm gonna start cooking from her books again. Ching Huang. Chinese food in minutes. Ching He Huang. Her books are amazing. Thoroughly recommend them. They're really, really good. And Marion Grasby as well, but I don't have her cookbook.
Knaresborough flat offer officially came through today. Fantastic.
Aww.
Brilliant. I'm really happy for you, Aoife.
Yeah.
Kit Neal said, for Lent, I'm giving up.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that's probably why I've done giving up.
Yeah, I could totally, I could totally relate to that. Eva said, Kel, Mark, you are such an amazing couple.
Oh, thank you.
Mark, I'm so grateful, appreciate it for your amazing example of a real man. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I think there's a danger for humanity if I'm an example of that, but it's very nice to say.
That's not true.
Liam said, how tall is Mark? I'm 6'1". I'm the same. I'm about 6'1", 6'2", in between the two. So we're the same height. Look at that. Fist bump. Sam said, I only use oat milk now. Funny enough, I know I use cream, but I do really try and use dairy alternatives.
It's normally coconut milk or something like that.
Coconut milk or oat milk, one of the two. Almond milk I don't mind, but it's normally the other two I go for.
I've tried them all, and I've even tried them in frappuccinos and stuff like that. I just can't get on with them.
Where are I? It sucks when you both will treat people like royalty in your own home, yet when you go to theirs, it's like a pauper treatment. It's not that bad. I think sometimes what's funny is, so I'm not your family per se, but we have gone out for places like functions and do's. Now, because they see me as fussy because I don't eat meat. So the only vegetarian option for some of these places is some salad and rice. And they go, well, there's salad and rice there. Now you think, okay, that's it. But if you were to say, if you went to a restaurant and they only had salad and rice, would you go to that restaurant? The answer would no.
It's not quite that, because so Mark is very fussy. He doesn't want pasta. He doesn't want rice. He doesn't want anything with a sauce. He doesn't want this. He doesn't want this and that and blah, blah, blah. So then a person will get nervous, and so they don't know what to offer you. If you're not going to eat pasta, you're not going to eat rice. So basically all he wants is an omelette. Well,
no, that's not true. But
all right.
Hang on. Whenever we go out, how often do you see me?
When was the last time you ate rice or pasta?
I don't normally order it, but
right. You will eat noodles.
Right? Yeah, mac and cheese. Thank you, kitten noodles.
Right, and mac and cheese and mac and cheese is always provided, but you can't eat mac and cheese on its own.
Thanks, Mac.
Right, mac and cheese. Remember. Yeah, exactly. But then he'll complain that there's only rice and salad. So when you're having your mac and cheese, what are you going to have with that?
Eva said, tell Kel I have another scan in April, this time advanced CT and MRI. One woman bragging about drug selling. Oh, gosh. Lot of jail time drug selling. Yes, exactly, Liam. Yeah. Just remind them of that.
Yeah.
Eva said, this place can't shut fast enough. Well, Eva, you are out of there and starting your new life. And we're
Friday.
We're really glad to see that happening. It's so cute when you reach for Kenny's face gently and at the sweet comment. Liam's got a fist bump. Eva said there needs to be stricter vetting of women coming through refuges. They got a 6-bedroom home in Selly Oaks instead of a high population area. Well, I think it's difficult because remember, if you're there for a refuge, you're there because you're in need. So I think obviously it's difficult for them to vet, but I know you've had a real tricky time there, so I'm really glad you've got your own place now. Oh, Liam said the new Millie Bobby Brown film is epic, 9 out of 10. What's the new one?
What's the new film? I still haven't. So I've watched Enola Holmes, and then there's Enola Holmes 2, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet. But yeah, I do want to watch Enola Holmes 2.
What was it? The movie? Eva said, Mark and Kate, I want you to both visit me together, please. Rather than individually.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. I live on pasta and mayonnaise and rice with meat and some cumin, onion, garlic, and garam masala and salt. Oh, I have never tried that pasta, mayonnaise, and rice. I know that's not the combo. Have you ever tried that mayonnaise and pasta? Pasta mayo?
No. I tell you what I would eat. I like mayo with everything. I don't normally have it.
Oh, it's a combo.
Yeah, I don't normally have it with pasta. Even though I do have mayo with everything, I don't normally have mayo and pasta. But I do like, like chicken bacon mayo, sweet corn, the classic, or egg mayo. So I'll make egg mayonnaise, which is really good.
Sam said, yes, the electric steak was so much fun. I love Stanley Tucci. Now, I've heard of the electric steak. I've not seen it.
No.
Liam says it's really good as well. Very different. I'll have to check that out.
Mm.
Oh, Sam. Guys, I got a letter yesterday. I'm being charged £72 a month for my spare room. Now the kids have left.
Do you know what? Is that bedroom tax?
I'm shocked they're able to do that.
No, because that was a really big thing at one point about charging bedroom tax. That was a really big thing. It's to sort of almost like put you down to one room. So if you had a family and you had a spare room, they would charge you. Yeah,
but
there was that the thing about bedroom tax. Yeah.
But see, the thing is with that though, this is Sam's home. She shouldn't have to pay extra money. I know.
I agree. I just thought it was I thought everybody complaining about. I thought it was a myth. But when you're telling me that, I'm like, wow, that's wild.
Are you able to meet that, Sam? The other way, but I have to try and find a way for you to utilize that room so it can make you that kind of money.
Well, you could rent it.
Well, or that, or I'm just thinking like use it as a studio so you can really get your YouTube thing up and running. Kidney said, what films have you seen the most times? Oh, it's going to be something. Oh, that's a very good question. Mine's going to be something like Goonies, Star Wars.
I will tell you, any time that Lord of the Rings is on, I'll normally have it on in the background. I'll watch it. Terminator 2, again, if that's on, I'll watch it. What else?
So, guys, throwing it out to you, what film have you watched the most times? I'm going to say it's going to be a film I watched as a kid, like Goonies.
Yeah, like Goonies, Labyrinth, Dirty Dancing. I watched that so many times. I watched it so many times on video that it got the line in the middle and I had to repurchase the video. That's how many times I watched it. Things like Breakdance, if anybody remembers that. I watched that so many times. In fact, things pop up on my TikTok and the snippets and I'll watch it. Lots of karate movies. So I liked Snake in the Eagle Shadow, or what was the other one that I used to watch? Crystal Fist was the other one that I would watch.
You would never think Kelly was into kung fu movies, would you?
Yeah. I watched all of those types of Enter the Dragon. I've seen so many times. Yeah.
So Eva said it's a combo, that mayo and pasta. I have weird taste buds. Kitten Noodles said, Kelly, the way you emphasize your voice, love it. You mean business. Kitten Noodles, you're not on the receiving end of it. When you are, you. Eva said, Kelly, let me reiterate that I look at you as my sister figure. Sam said, the room is so small and covered in mold. Oh, God, that I've complained about for 20 years and I just can't get rid of it. No, I can't afford it. Oh, Sam. The only thing is, maybe. Well, if it's a council property, it's their responsibility to fix that.
Yeah, but they don't. There's been some horror stories. So there's a guy.
Well, hang on, sorry. Let me just finish my train of thought there. So, basically, you can argue the case. You can't do anything with it until they repair it. Just say that you can't afford it, and then I can't either let it out or use it as something else until they fix it for you.
There is a guy on TikTok who actually goes around to people's places that are full of mold. Things have fallen down, and the council have not taken in. They don't care. The housing association and the council, they don't care. These people have complained and all of this. The next time that it comes up, I'll take a note of the guy's name. But he specifically goes to visit these places, and they've been complaining for years. Sometimes they might move them into a hotel, and then that's it. They're just forgotten about, and they're just living in like some travel lodge. It's crazy.
Shawshank Redemption, says Liam, seen it 11 times. Oh wow. I've even watched it in a prison courtyard. Really?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I can imagine that actually, for the effect. So Widnell and I, they always show on Brighton Beach. Liam said, we said that one. Aoife said Beaches. That's with, what's her name?
Do you know, that was on the other day, right? And I still can't watch. So things like Beaches, Terms of Endearment, there's another one, Still Magnolia. And I used to work in a video shop many, many years ago. And a mum came in with her daughter, and her friend was coming for a sleepover, and they were like, can you tell us the saddest films, please? I really want to watch the saddest films. And so I recommended Terms of Endearment, Still Magnolia, and what was the other one? I said Beaches. And there was another one that I recommended. I can't remember what the other one was. And they came the next day and they were going, we were crying so much. I was like, why would you even want to watch all of those movies just to cry? It's wild.
Kitten Noodles said, Lord of the Rings, Kelly didn't paint you as one to like that.
Yeah.
Kelly's a big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Sci-fi. So, and I love reading stories where it's about a magician and an apprentice, but it's in like, they're going from village to village. They don't have things like electricity and all of this, and that they live in a cabin or whatever. So I like to read stories like that. But I haven't picked up a book for very many years now. And there's been this thing in me where I really want to start getting back into reading books and stuff. But between sort of this and work and then editing videos and then on TikTok trying to find whatever. And I tell you what, I could be on TikTok for 2 hours and would not even realize it.
Eva said The Sound of Music or Sister Act is another one. Kitten Noodle said Toy Story 3 specifically can recite every single word from beginning to end. So what makes Toy Story 3, Kitten Noodles, more than the others? What is it about it? Do you know, I haven't seen the third one. I've seen 1 and 2. But I haven't seen 3.
You say that. Do you know what? When I was younger, I used to watch films so much, like Dirty Dancing, like Superman, and I could recite all of, even now. So Superman 2 was on the other day, and I was reciting some of the words, and Superman 3 as well. I was again reciting that. Mark was laughing, but again, yeah. Even now, I could recite probably sort of like I love what is it? I love things like The Golden Child, and what's the other one that I like? Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, what's the other one? Weird Science. Can't tell you how many times I've seen Weird Science.
Sam said, I'm going to also going back to Sam's dilemma. I'm going to ask them to reconsider on the basis that I'm disabled and I need the room for my mobility scooter and wheelchair and walker, etc. Apparently, they might not charge me because I'm disabled. Now, that's a really good grounds, actually, Sam, for you to write an appeal. The other thing I would suggest to you, if you can try and get hold of CAB, but they're so Citizens Advice Bureau, but they're so difficult to get hold of. I always would recommend getting AI to help, because AI can scan for legislation. So when you ask AI, see if they can search for legislation that can help you write the basis for your appeal letter. As good as it gets, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest as well, say Kitten Noodles. Okay.
I've never watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but I've heard that it's very sad.
Oh, it's amazing film. Yeah. The book is better, because the book is from the basis of the chief's perspective, whereas the movie is more on McMurphy, which is
what's his name? Yeah, the Joker. I was going to say, yeah.
Eva said it's immoral to charge for the room. Yeah, well, do you know what? And Sam said all my doors are falling off. They're so old and it's so damp. The back porch ceiling is falling down, and the big bedroom ceiling. The floors have holes, so can't lay carpet. The list goes on and on. Again, but actual fact, Sam, that's a really good point. You could list that and say, not only are you not able to afford it, but also it needs multiple repairs. Yeah. And therefore you need these done. And also you can say that you can cite your disability, that it's a death trap, because otherwise, something could happen there.
Would you be willing to move? Like, if they offered you a different place, is that something that you'd be open to or interested in?
Sam shouldn't have to move.
But all I'm saying is, so I had a relative who lived in a 5-bedroom house, and obviously her cousin was there and the grandma was there and blah blah blah, but the place was falling apart. It really was. I believe it. I think they've moved out now, I think. But would you be willing to, is what I'm asking.
I would be cautious of that. I mean, it's totally up to you. But the only thing is, as well, once you say you're going to move, they're going to try and downsize you.
Yeah, of course.
But Sam needs space for her wheelchair.
Yeah, but if she got a place that had space for the wheelchair and stuff like that, because that would only be the stipulation that you would move. You wouldn't move if you can't house your wheelchair and stuff. That'd be crazy.
So Kelly, Mark your pressure.
My precious.
That's quite nervy. Sam said it's been quite upsetting. I'm worried enough about how I'll cope without the kids here, and now the extra cost of the room.
Yeah,
I know that's not. Also, I think because you can argue that case. I definitely think you can argue that case. You should get a discount as well. I didn't realise this for council tax. If you have a disabled child, for example, you're still entitled to the 25% discount.
Well, yeah, but if you're single, you are entitled to the
25%
No.
No. What I'm just saying for that purposes. So what I'm saying, there's all kinds of discounts and terms for someone with disabilities. But yeah, check it out because I'm not an expert on it. Kitten Noodles, yes, they are a long-term couple. Yes, we are. Sam said, with light coming out of his eyes, I love Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Kitten Noodles said,
with light coming out of it. Yeah, I mean, Kurt Russell in that. Cause I'm just trying to remember the whole because it's a monologue that he does. Because there's a couple of monologues that he does. Because there's one where he's in the truck, and he's doing, and you know what Jack says? Is that his name, Jack? Yeah, you know what Jack always says, blah blah blah. And I'm standing there, and you're telling me we like it. It's really really good. I really and it's such a shame they didn't do more films, because the only two films that I can think of that is like that is The Golden Child and Big Trouble in Little China, and some of them had the same actors. So yeah.
There was just a time I was so enamored by the film. This is Toy Story 3. That I watched it twice a day. Oh my god!
That's when you really like something.
I even have a tattoo of it on my wrist.
Wow.
It was the last film I watched with a loved one who passed away. Oh. No, I can see why that would have such an emotion for you, and actually a real connection.
Real connection, yeah.
So I tattooed their name in the Toy Story infinity symbol, and it means I love them to infinity and beyond. Oh, that's lovely. That's really beautiful. Oh, you have to watch it. It's brilliant, Mark. No, but I will watch that. I've
watched 1 and 2. What's the one with the bear, with the pink bear in it? Is that 3?
I haven't seen 3. I've seen the first 2, but not 3. Dwayne, how you doing?
Hey, Dwayne, hope you're well.
Mold is lethal. It absolutely is.
Really is.
How are you, Dwayne? Everything good? Sam said we've been so overoccupied, it's impossible to get help. If I downsize to 1 bedroom, I'm band A. Yeah, that's the problem. So band A means you go into sort of almost like not a lower category, but you are. I think band C is a higher priority.
Wow.
Oh wow, Liam. So yeah, definitely. Sorry, I'm going to go back to Liam's comment in a minute, but definitely, I think I would definitely need to appeal that, Sam. Definitely appeal that. See if you can get as much legislation to back you as possible. Liam said done over 12,000 steps today. That is impressive.
That is impressive.
I think you took the question seriously. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she was only messing around about us being the couple bit. Eve was just joking back. Sam said, I've been band A for a while, and I came first on a few new builds. So yes, I can find a quiet village with maybe a new build or big enough for me. I would move. I've also got a lot of stuff to fit into 1 bed. Yeah, this is the tricky, but it's also having to uproot as well.
I mean, you've got to think about your health. If the council are not going to do anything about the flat, and you've got mold, you've got holes in the floor, parts of the roof are falling in, and all of that type of stuff, you've got to think about your health. And so, especially with your disability and stuff like that, all you've got to say is, look, I need somewhere that has a space that I can house these things. And so, like, okay, you don't have a second bedroom. However, can you get a large enough closet or something like that? I'm saying closet as if I'm American. That you can actually store these things in, because so I had a flat one time, and so I had like this linen, like it's this warming linen room. It was massive. It wasn't like a big, like enough to fit a bed in there or anything like that, but it was really big. I could hang my clothes in there. My clothes would dry like that, and blah blah blah. It wasn't taking up space in the flat, therefore it wasn't causing mold anywhere. However, in this house, we're drying clothes everywhere and all of this, and sometimes that can cause mold, and you just got to be a bit careful. But yeah.
Sam said the pork chop express.
The pork chop express, yeah. I'm
Sam,
looking for a girl with green eyes. I'm really partial to a girl with green eyes.
to see you here, Faith Reese, says Aoife. Big Trouble in Little China, that guy used to scare me, said Kitten Noodles. Yeah, Toy Story 3 has the bear.
Yeah.
Aoife said, Kelly, chocolate, biscuit, cake. There you go. Oh, sorry, Sam, I got that wrong. I thought Band B was the highest. No, Band A is the highest.
Right.
So you should get priority. Thank you, said Kitten Noodles. Do you guys have tattoos?
No, but my brother does.
I got Kelly tattooed here, and no, I don't.
No, we don't.
Do you know what? In the past I've thought about doing it, and I've always never got round to doing it.
Yeah, I've always thought about it. I like the thought of it, but I've never actually gone to get one done. But my brother and his fiance, they do have tattoos. My sister has actually quite a lot of people that I know have got tattoos. I'm one of the ones that doesn't have one. Yeah.
Eva said train line are paying for my train out of here. Good. Good. Your new life begins. Sam said it's heartbreaking. I need the extra room for Zachary, and I need a bedroom too. I've been sleeping in the front room for well over a decade. Oh gosh. Well, the other thing I was thinking, Sam, could you argue the case that you are Zachary's carer as well? So you're looking after him. So you've obviously the disability and there's a carer. Could that possibly be two of your arguments? It's
almost contradictory though because of the disability.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You can.
I don't know.
You can be disabled and care for somebody.
So, it depends on the disability, I guess.
So I think that's two options you could potentially do.
Yeah.
But yeah, AI will help you look for the relevant legislation. Eva said, Kelly Mark, I lost all nails after acrylics were too long, along with the thumbnail, fungus from the nail lifting off. The lock came off. Oh no!
Do you know what? Like, so I never ever was the type of person to get my nails done religiously, but every now and again I would go and get my nails done. But I was always afraid of getting fungus, because a friend that happened to a friend of mine where she got fungus under her nail. And it is one of those things that does worry me with always getting nails done regularly and stuff like that. But I do like to have them every now and again. I don't have them very often. But yeah, I rarely get my nails done. But it's one of those ones where, you know, with the UV light and this and that, and then I scare myself. And I think, oh God! And then I'm eating cake and sausages.
Yeah, Sam, absolutely. It's a scary time to be disabled at the moment. So Labour government are looking at cutting PIP payments, which is very controversial. It is definitely. I can totally understand that being. Eva said, I did the nail thing for too long. Oh, yo. It's just the thought of it coming off. It's just like, oh, that makes me cringe. I used to bite my nails, but for a long time now, I have my vampire ones, long and sharp. Oh, do you? Have you got quite Freddy Krueger type nails?
Do you know what? I like the squared off nails. I'm not really a lover of the... I didn't mind the round. So back in sort of like 70s and 80s, you just round them off so they were the sort of like long and they were, you know, they were quite pretty. And then I really liked the squoval, I think they call it, where it's sort of like, but rounded at the sides. I quite like those ones. But like the like sharp end nails are like really weird, but like I see loads of girls have them, like they're like really long and stuff. And then at one point there was like these nails that were curling around, and I was just like, why? Like it's just wild.
I like my nails Halloween every day. Why not?
Why not?
Well, guys, we have gone way beyond 8 o'clock.
Oh wow!
I know.
Wow.
We've been going for ages, so I think we will leave the live there. But thank you so much for joining us. We really did have a good time talking to you guys.
It's been so much fun.
Do. And with the UV light, the big C was risky. Yeah, no, totally. I can imagine that, because you've got to be careful. There's so many chemicals that go on the nails.
But it's the UV light. That's the...
To dry it, isn't
it?
So guys, I was going to say, we will be back Friday, 6:30 UK time, as we normally do. Now, you notice today we didn't actually do any food taste reviews, which we normally do. We will look to do that probably either Friday or next week.
Yeah.
But we will look to go back to doing that. We were just,
well, we were looking for something, but everything was sold out. So I was going like through Costa and then through Starbucks and then so Starbucks are doing this new lavender drink and all of this, but everything was sold out. In fact, the lavender drink wasn't even listed on Just Eat or Deliveroo, so that was a bit.
No, it might be because we ordered so late, so we will try and do it earlier. So
but it wasn't even grayed out, wasn't even listed.
No, I know. I don't know what's happened there. So we will look to do something again for one of the later lives. As always, though, please, guys, do look after yourselves. Do take care, and we will hopefully see you on Friday. Aoife said, "See you Friday. My first night, 0 electricity and 0 gas in the flat. Oh, get it topped up.
Yeah, get it started.
And then this is your new life, Aoife.
Yeah.
But like I said, look after yourself, guys. Please do, and we will hopefully see you on Friday.
And if you want to catch up with our holidays, our videos, what we do on holidays, our season is going to be coming to an end soon. But if you want to catch up with that, then please head over to MK Vacates.
Until then, guys, like I said, take care and don't forget,
melt my cheese.
You guys know it. We will see you on Friday. Take care.
Bye for now.